Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome our chief guest, Shri T. Ravi Shankar, Deputy Governor, Reserve Bank of India, with a huge round of applause, please. I am pleased to welcome the dignitaries to the dais. Our chief guest, Shri T. Ravi Shankar, Deputy Governor, RBI. The jury chair, Dr. Deepak Pathak, Professor Emeritus, IIT Mumbai. Shri Atul Kumar Goel, Chairman, Indian Banks Association and MD and CEO, Punjab National Bank. Shri Sunil Mehta, Chief Executive, Indian Banks Association. Thank you, dignitaries. May I request Shri Atul Kumar Goel, Chairman IBA, to welcome our chief guest with a bouquet of flowers. Also, I request Shri Sunil Mehta, Chief Executive IBA, to welcome our jury chair with a bouquet of flowers. Namaskar and a very good evening. I am Pooja from Indian Bank Association, your host for the evening. My warm greetings to all our distinguished guests, Honorable Chief Guest, and the jury chair for the citation function, our distinguished dignitaries for the day, members of the Managing Committee of IBA, chairpersons, chief executive officers, managing directors, executive directors, and senior executive of member banks, special invitees, distinguished guests, award winners, sponsors, knowledge partners, presenters, participating delegates, and respected members from the media. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel extremely privileged to welcome each one of you to IBA's 19th Annual Banking Technology Citation 2023. This marks a significant moment for members of our esteemed banking fraternity to acknowledge and celebrate the outstanding achievements of the banks who have excelled in various domains throughout the year 2023. To begin with, may I now request Shri Sunil Mehta, Chief Executive IBA, to welcome the dignitaries and participants. Welcome, sir.
Honorable Deputy Governor, Reserve Bank of India, and our chief guest, Shri T. Ravi Shankar ji, our jury head and Professor Eminence, IIT Mumbai, Dr. Pathak ji, Chairman IBA, Atul Goel ji, Management Committee members of IBA, MDs and CEOs of public sector bank, private sector bank, foreign banks, executive directors, senior executives from banking sector, my fellow bankers, representatives from media, our knowledge partner, sponsors, and the fintech players. I welcome you all in this much awaited citation ceremony which IBA is organizing for the last 19 years. We started this journey in 2004. The main objectivity of organizing this event is to encourage and recognize the innovators, to provide a platform between the technological providers and the banking system to interact and showcase their capabilities and the requirements, to provide a space for collective thinking where we can exchange our ideas, because technology offers a lot of challenges also. So we can embrace this technology by understanding the risk involved and then prepare our banking industry in a more consolidated way to provide convenience to our customers and bring efficiency into our systems. I know all of you are eagerly waiting to listen to Ravi Shankar ji, because in the last two such events, the topics he spoke about was really gave goosebumps to the world. It was a cryptocurrency and the CBDC, and you all were so thrilled. So I think you all must be very eager to listen, although he has made a proclamation that this time I'm going to disappoint. But I know whenever he says so, he over-delivers. You all are pretty well aware that banking industry is transforming from its brick and mortar system to the virtual banking. We have come a long way from manual to ALPM based to computerization, the CBS, and then digitalization in payment space and lending space. And now a stage has come where the lending is going to be digitalized and artificial intelligence is going to play a very key important role in offering in processes, maybe early warning signal, maybe in digital deliveries, maybe pre-approved loan. And then there is a lot of regulatory challenges in terms of data privacy, in terms of cyber security, and the risk a technology offers for adoption by the banking industry. So in this context, today's theme is organized, building the AI-enabled bank of the future. So this is the main theme. I hope today during the 5 panel discussions, including one CEO panelist discussion, and presentation by the fintech players and the knowledge partners, we got enlightened, we have got a better understanding of things to come in future. And our validity section will be equally enriching with the delivery of our honorable chief guest and the jury chair. Their thought process will benefit us in adoption of our future plans, that how do we make ourselves future ready. I'll not take much time between you and the main speakers. And I'm sure receiving citation from none other than the DG RBI, who is head of the technology, will really motivate all of us in doing better in the year come, so that the next year we showcase even a better performance and better improvement in technology adoption by the banking system. With these few words, I welcome you all once again for this event, and thank you for your presence here.
Thank you, sir, for setting the platform for today's evening. May I now request Shri Atul Kumar Goyal, Chairman IBA, to deliver the chairman address. Welcome, sir.
Very good evening to all. Honorable Deputy Governor, Reserve Bank of India, Shri Ravi Shankar ji, Dr. Deepak Pathak, Professor IIT Mumbai and Chairman of the Award Jury, Mr. Mehta, CEO of the IBA, and all the participants of this conference. I welcome all of you in this second session of the 2 days conference. After the engaging, the enlightening panel discussion, 5 panel discussion we were having it since the morning, 4 is the normal and 1 of the CEO panel. Lot of food has been for the thought, and I think you will all appreciate that the technology is reshaping the financial services. The intent of this panel discussion was to provide the collective wisdom, collective knowledge of all the person who has participated in the panel discussion. So we are in a position collectively to implement those in the times to come also. As far as India is concerned, the best, I think everybody will agree, the best payment system we are having, which is very affordable, accessible, convenient, fast and secure. Because what is the requirement of the customer? When we talk about the customer convenience also, so they want basically 3 things. They want the product should be very convenient, product should be right price, and last is definitely the product which they are using, it should be secure as well as the safe. And as far as payment system, as I told you, everybody knows the success of the UPI. And I may tell you, so many panel I have attended in not only this, in the other, where the foreigner participant was also participating in the panel discussion. When we are asking whatever the best thing the country has done, they told the UPI. The UPI, success of the UPI, definitely not only our country also, it is a universe fact also. The another technology initiative where the RBI has emerged as a leader, that is the central bank digital currency, which they have launched. And other thing is the AI. Today is the discussion of the conference of the basically the how to use the AI, and I am hopeful 2024, whatever the banking industry has made the investment in the technology and the digital, they will definitely make the use of the AI as well as the data analytic to increase their bottom line as well as to increase their top line also. And at the cost of the repetition, I will again say, because another DC has given the statement 2-3 days back, कि customer preference should be the priority rather than the target of the banking industries. As far as I was just seeing coming to the 2 days function, I am happy to note that we have received encouraging response from all the banks this time also. This is much more than the last year. Every time we are giving the very encouraging response from all the member bank also, which is definitely motivated us also to further in times to come also. This time 53 bank has participated and 244 nomination we have received for the so many prizes. The Banking Tech Award recognized the excellence and the innovation in the use of the IT by the financial service and the people who make it happen. And as far as the award is concerned, then we are recognizing their skill, we are recognizing their talent, so that they, in times to come also, they should also create such type of the product. And as Mr. Mehta has told, I will not come also between all the audience as well as the speech of the Honorable Deputy Governor. And once again, I welcome all of you, and I am thankful to the chief guest, Dr. Sri Ravi Shankar ji, for sparing his valuable time and accepted our request. With this word, I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightening address. Ladies and gentlemen, before I invite our jury chair, Dr. Pathak, to share the perspective of the jury, it would be my privilege to share a brief details about him. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our jury chair, Dr. Deepak Pathak.
Good evening. It's always a pleasure to speak when my friend Ravi Shankar is listening to it, and when stalwarts like Sri Goyal and Sri Sunil Mehta are in presence. It has been a pleasure working with IBA as a member of the jury committee, I think increasingly I feel every year that I am being taken for granted. Sunil calls me one fine day and said, you are chairman of the jury. And that's the end of it, there's no argument. But I think it's time now to hunt for other juries. But it was a pleasure, I'll tell you. I've been associated with this activity for quite some time. And every year, two things I have seen happening. More banks, more nominations, and better quality of submissions. In fact, more nominations mean a harder time for the jury. It was unbelievable how close many nominations were in the same category. So, in some cases, we of course have the winner and runner-up, that is the traditional way of recognizing people. But when people are close enough, then we figure out a way of special mention so that we could recognize very good effort. Let me confess that in many cases, the winner, runner, and special mentions were so close together that the jury had to go through the details which were worked out by our knowledge partners, McKinsey, and they did a wonderful job this time, adding to the survey questions and quality. I will only say that it was wonderful. It was a wonderful experience to see the tech preparedness of our banking system growing so well and growing so rapidly. While the numbers are better this year for both participating banks and the number of nominations, given the size of the banking system in the country, I still feel there should be more nominations. Of course, as a teacher, I will always like to continue to scale up till we reach average. But as Atulji already mentioned, we had large bank, medium banks, and small banks. And then we had regional, rural banks, cooperative sector banks, and foreign sector banks, and payments and small finance banks. In large banks, for the 7 categories of award, we received more than 50 nominations. In particular, the IT risk management and the best technology bank category were very closely contested. All 10 banks submitting nominations. And the large banks in India have indeed demonstrated strong capabilities in IT risk management. That is one observation the jury could make. They have faced limited occurrences of cyber attacks, although cyber attacks are on the rise, and service outages. The jury committee would like to specially mention SBI for demonstrating strong capabilities in IT risk strategy and cyber surveillance. Thank you. This in no way belittles the efforts of all the banks, because as I said, all nominations were very close to each other. In medium banks, we received more than 35 nominations across 7 categories. The jury committee would like to specially mention IndusInd Bank for demonstrating strong capability in technology through higher uptime and front-end channels and regular DRDs. So actually, the entire banking system has learned the advantage and importance of conducting regular DRDs. But IndusInd Bank is a bit ahead of others in terms of the regularity. They check system robustness very thoroughly. We'd also like to specially mention Bank of Maharashtra for demonstrating capability in fintech adoption. In small banks, we found it encouraging to see they contesting closely for all categories with more than 35 nominations. The jury committee would like to specially mention South Indian Bank for demonstrating strong capabilities in the tech talent, best tech and IT risk management. Regional rural banks, for a long time, they were part and parcel of some larger banks, but they have sort of come into their own. Increased participation compared to last year, more than 75 nominations we received from 13 RRBs across various teams. And it is really encouraging to see RRBs contesting very closely in categories like tech talent and organization and best technology. We would especially like to mention Baroda Rajasthan Kshetriya Gramin Bank for the focus on skilling of in-house tech talent. In cooperative sector, the jury felt that there could have been a larger participation. We have several good cooperative banks, so there has been a limited thing. Interesting to see some of the cooperative banks focusing on digital engagement of customers on the web or mobile channels. So that was the interesting part. Foreign sector banks, we don't have too many, but the Best Tech Bank and IT Risk Management were closely contested with 5 nominations received from 3 banks. Payment and small finance banks. So financial inclusion and IT risk management were closely contested as was expected. The jury would like to specially mention AU Small Finance Bank Limited for the focus on digitalization of BC channels. So banking correspondents actually form a backbone of our spread across the country. And of course, every bank manages the BCs well, but this we notice specially. Next year, the jury expects that banks will have a greater focus on AI, which can be seen throughout the event today. And we saw actually a lot of evidence of Gen AI, DPI and other things, but it will increase now. I'm tempted to say a few words about AI. AI is not a new animal. In fact, I gave a talk recently saying there is nothing artificial about intelligence. Intelligence is intelligence. It is human intelligence. Human intelligence made the machine intelligence possible. Without going into details, I would just like to mention 2 things from both my professional experience and experience of several colleagues and my knowledge of the industry. The proper and methodical use of AI, apart from issues like legal issues, issues like ethical issues, the correct usage depends on 2 factors, in my opinion. One is the quality of data which you use, because any training of the model that you do is using your data. So, are you sure about the accuracy of the data? Are you sure that the data that you are sourcing from is secure? And are you absolutely certain that all the relevant data has been used in training those models? They're very fundamental issues. Banks are past masters in handling data in large quantity. But AI is a new joker, and you have to be very, very careful about the quality of data that you use. The second question which I have been asking any industry all through these years, in the MIS days when techies used to produce MIS reports, I used to ask the domain people, in this case bankers, do you ask the right questions to these techies? Because whatever they provide, you are assuming that that is okay. I would extend the same question today to the AI models that are being built, ML models which are being built. Are our domain experts asking the right questions? Because if you ask, see, AI is a very funny animal. It will answer any question. You look at ChatGPT. I mean, you can actually, in fact, people have started using ChatGPT to compose their talks, which turn out to be quite good, in fact. So generative AI is a very interesting thing, but I would request the banking community to be more careful in coming years on these 2 things. One, the sanctity of data, and second, not training really, but encouraging our own people in asking the right questions so that the appropriate models can. at the end, I would like to thank the IBA leadership, Atulji and Sunilji, for giving us this opportunity to, because this is one activity where sitting at one place, we get to see the pulse of the entire banking industry in terms of technologies. It's actually amazing learning for all of us. So thank you very much for that. Thanks are due to Gopal and his entire team for amazing coordination, timetabling, detailing, and of course to our knowledge partners, McKinsey, which I said, they have improved significantly over their own very good process used last year. They have added some very relevant questions, and they have automated the system very well. It was actually very easy for the jury to deep dive into any particular sort of parameter and go through all the details. So thank you very much for that. And last but not the least, my colleague jury members. So Sri Gagan Rai and Sri Dilip Asbe, both of whom I have known for decades. Especially Gagan Rai is, he looks at everything with a microscope and comes up with absolutely pertinent questions, and correct answers are expected. So thank you very much. As I said, the contests were extremely close in most cases. So my compliments and congratulations to all participants, independent of whether they get any award or recognition or not, because recognition, like in IIT, is a relative grading rule. So some people will not get first class, some will get. That happens. But does not mean that people have not tried. Extremely well attempted, but I would like to see still greater and increasing participation next year. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. We at IBA sincerely thank you for your persistent guidance and inspiration. Dear delegates, we now proceed and acknowledge and appreciate the tireless efforts of our respected chair and the member of the jury for selection of Citations 2023. The citation jury, led by Dr. Deepak Pathak, ensured rigorous evaluation process. The jury members offered analytical guidance and recommendations to both Team IBA and our knowledge partner. Our jury chair was supported by two experts, industry professionals. We offer our respect and gratitude to our jury members, Shri Gagan Rai, former MD and CEO, National Security Depository Limited, and Shri Dilip Kasbe, MD and CEO, National Payments Corporation of India. Thank you, respected chair and jury members. I now request Shri Sunil Mehta, Chief Executive IBA, to present a memento as a token of appreciation to our Honorable Jury Chair. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor that the citation function is graced by Shri T. Ravishankar, Deputy Governor, Reserve Bank of India. We thank Honorable Chief Guest for his valuable time to grace this occasion. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Shri T. Ravishankar needs no introduction, yet it would be my privilege to share a brief detail about him. Shri T. Ravishankar is a career central banker. He was associated as an IMF consultant from 2005 to 2011 on developing government bonds market and debt management. He has represented RBI on international forums like Bank for International Settlement and various internal and external expert committees and working groups. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel extremely honored to invite Shri T. Ravi Shankar, Deputy Governor, Reserve Bank of India, to deliver his words of wisdom as a keynote address. I request everyone to please welcome Shri T. Ravi Shankar with a huge round of applause, please.
Good evening. Shri Goel, Chairman, Shri Mehta, Chief Executive, Professor Phatak, who has been, a guru to not just generations of batches of IIT students, but has been so to the financial sector as well, and continues to extend that service. And there's not any time that goes by when we don't learn from him and similar other colleagues in various IITs and others, especially Reserve Bank of India. I wouldn't be surprised if he understands the IT systems of Reserve Bank of India far better than anyone in the Reserve Bank itself does. So, thank you. I was a bit prepared. If I remember right, last time, the moment my name was called, I stood up and came, and then the speaker made me stand there to introduce me to the audience. So this time I was smarter. I knew something is coming. I waited until it was over. Although, I must admit that, the things that are normally spoken in these introductions are so far back that even you have to rack your mind to, I did do that, did I? So, no, but thank you. I think it was Mr. Mehta who told it here that, that everyone is waiting eagerly for the talk. Now that puts the pressure on me quite a lot for and then I thought it's probably a good idea to disappoint. The reason I say it's a good idea to disappoint is that, one is, of course, the law of probability. It catches up with you. So you can't do an encore on a speech like the crypto speech, which took a lot of effort and all that, or on the CBDC. So law of probability catches up with you. That's one. And second, as Professor Phatak said, he almost felt like he was taken for granted when they said, you are the jury chief, so you come and join. Looks to me like unless I disappoint, I'll have to keep coming here for these awards. So I can assure you that you're not going to be as happy at the end of this talk as you were earlier. Just occurred to me that we probably wouldn't have enjoyed Sachin Tendulkar's batting if he scored a century every innings he came. So it's all right. Once in a while you can score a duck. I was listening to Professor Phatak's account of the type of participation we have had here, and the efforts by particular participants, particular banks, and so on. What struck me is two things. One is there are so many participants. There is so much of participation. That itself speaks a lot about our banking system, our financial system. That itself is something from which anyone would take comfort, not just the banking industry, but the country can take comfort that so much of an effort is going into technology from the banking sector itself. So there would be winners and losers, as Professor said. Sometimes it becomes so difficult to distinguish between the winner, the runner-up, and the special mention that we had to go through the whole process again. So I think doesn't matter. Someone has to be the winner, so someone will win. But I think everyone who participated, all those who came up with these ideas, they're all winners. They're all the cream of the system, banking system that we have. You have a lot to be proud of in participating. And in any case, in technology, what might look like a winner today and what might look like a loser today may completely change, a few months down the line or a few years down the line. So keep at it and do the best that you can in your respective fields, for your respective institutions, and I think for the banking system as a whole. Any of these things can change the way it works. I thought I'll focus a little bit on artificial intelligence, not because I have something to say on it, but largely because it's a notion that I find very, very difficult to get my head around. It's not that easily understood, what it is, but understanding what exactly it is will probably help us a lot in planning ourselves, as undoubtedly this technology is going to take over everything of our lives. Banking is just one aspect. It will probably take over health, medicine, investments, banking, everything, mobility, communication, everything in life will probably undergo a lot of change. A simple example is, it's I think even now possible that I can actually talk real time with a person who doesn't understand my tongue. As long as there is a system which actually, artificial intelligence system, which is converting our respective languages to the others. That's possible even today. That you can actually imagine if artificial intelligence gets enough data to study, maybe one day we can communicate with animals, who knows. But then, things are changing. Undoubtedly, they will change. So it's important that we, get a simple idea of what it is and what are the risks that come with it. The benefits are many. Many of the benefits we haven't seen. We also, all of us understand here that the risks are many. I think I'll just, after giving a brief introduction, I'll just focus on 2 or 3 risks that we need to be particularly cognizant of when we are talking about artificial intelligence. I think Professor Phatak said, there's nothing artificial about artificial intelligence. It's end of the day created by human beings. A simple way of looking at it, which I liked, as explained by Max Tegmark in his book Life 3.0, he says that the evolution of life has moved through stages. The first stage, which he calls Life 1.0, is where organisms could survive and could replicate themselves, a bacteria maybe or an amoeba. They were not able to think for themselves, so they couldn't create their, in technological terms, own software. It was evolution which determined how they would react. And then evolution took over. You had human beings, you had thinking beings, thinking life, which basically means that we as human beings were able to design our software. We could think, we could get ideas, we could understand the universe, we could create tools, we could use those tools to control nature to the extent we could. We did all that because we could think for ourselves. That is what he calls Life 2.0. But this stage is essentially limited by biology, by the fact we are limited. Human beings have gone over to Life 2.0, but limited by the biological constraints that our body puts on us. For example, we can't fly like a bird. Or we can't, for example, live for 1 million years because the body ages. You can't control that. This stage, some people see it is possible to get this upgrade, cross over this barrier, and go into Life 3.0, where human beings can actually develop their own hardware. The way medical technology is developing these, it's not something entirely new to conceptualize. You can still see people with artificial prosthetic arms or legs, or there are heart transplants and all that. You just have to take it a step forward, and the entire body can be transplanted. You can even, I remember long back reading in some book about a brain transplant, but that is a very confusing thing. If I get a brain transplant from someone else's, do I exist or does that person exist? So that is a bit of a confusing philosophical issue. But fundamentally, I think technology, the way technology is moving, the way we can crunch huge amounts of data and understand and create new things using various technologies, including artificial intelligence, it would probably be possible that human beings actually upgrade themselves to a 3.0, where they can create their own hardware, which basically means that they go beyond the constraints of evolution and constraints of mortality even. I don't know. Now, these are very philosophical, very serious concerns. We bankers are satisfied with a credit and a debit. So, so do we really have to think about all of these things? Maybe not, and besides, even if you think about it, there's precious little we can do about it, because there are people, there are systems which are looking at it, and they are far more capable than any of us. So whether this artificial or non-biological intelligence takes us to the next stage of life or not, that's a question that's not answered. What is certainly clear is that we are probably now far closer to a possible yes than we were 5 or 10 years back. Many of you would know about the famous game played by Go. The name of the game is Go, played with an artificial intelligence engine some 6-7 years back. And that engine generated a move which a few moves, about 30-40 moves later, everyone realized was the key move which no human being, including world champions, could think of, but was the key move which defeated. And after that, the machines could almost consistently defeat world champions. So things are going to change. How they are going to change, we don't understand, but we need to prepare in some measures. Can you imagine a situation? I think it's possible for any simple, program to beat the world champion in chess. If this happens regularly, how much respect will we have for world champions in chess? And would the game itself survive? And if it survives, what role would humans play in it? We don't know. So things are going to change. That much is clear now than it was earlier. So whether or not we actually, artificial intelligence becomes so important that human beings are rendered irrelevant, they call it the point of singularity, beyond which the intelligence itself can generate enough intelligence. So even if that happens or not, the way computing power is exploding these days, and with new technologies like artificial intelligence, it is very clear that life as we are experiencing it will be very different 10 years down the line than it is today, in ways that we can't even understand today. That much is clear. It may happen in a couple of decades, it may happen in 5-10 years, I don't know. But I think there is general agreement among people who understand all this that it's certainly going to happen. and certainly going to happen sooner than most of us think now, including experts. And, we have already seen how technology has transformed. Let's just look at the last 7 years, 7 years, what UPI has done. We are seeing technologies like, CBDCs, we are seeing things like digi-lending, things like account aggregators. So many new things are coming within our own banking or finance space. Robo-advice, so many new technologies have come, which we probably wouldn't have been even imagining 5-10 years back. So the fact that this new technology will come is not in doubt. The fact that we will have to use, including in banks, all these technologies and their products is not in doubt. We will do that. And the fact that it will change many of the processes that we understand today is not in doubt. So I'm not going to speak about it because it's possible in every sphere that you get into. What I will talk about is 2 or 3 important aspects of this artificial intelligence, which might take human beings to beyond evolution. There are certain things that we need to think now and prepare. Among the artificial intelligence community, there have been, all of you would be aware that there have been conferences and all that about setting the ethical boundaries for these technologies. Why? What does that mean? Why is that necessary now? Is it something that we bankers need to think of? Maybe not. Maybe individually we may not think of, but we will have to join that debate. Because it is also generally realized that while no one knows whether this evolution of technology will lead to a utopia or will lead to, extinction, the extremes, virtual extremes, almost everyone knows that you have to set down the rules of the game right now. If time passes, it becomes more and more difficult for you to control these things. If there are ethical concerns that we have, if there are employment concerns if we have, whatever we have, we need to set those things now. We need to start thinking about them now. So as leaders in your respective organizations, I think it falls on you to develop a culture of that thinking in not just within your respective organizations, but within within bodies like IBA and others. That we need to look at the rules of the game. Can we set the rules of the game on what type of things to accept, what to allow, what not to allow? I also understand that all this will be subject to larger decisions being taken by the governments for every country, including ours, but also globally. The UK-sponsored global talk you had on this issue was just one example of it. The importance of that you can gather because just one day before this conference or whatever meeting took place in UK, the US gave a presidential order on exactly what the concerns are. The concerns are very real. We may or may not know it, but the fact that I don't know doesn't mean a danger or something doesn't exist. And as professional risk managers, I think whatever else banking does or doesn't do well, risk management is something that we clearly are probably better at than most others. It's a good idea to manage that. It's the first and foremost risk is legal risk. The laws of many countries, I think virtually all countries, haven't even caught up with the technological progress that has been achieved today. And the speed of technological progress is going to change very rapidly going forward, which basically means that law has to move very rapidly to catch up with it. Sometime in the early part of 2000 maybe, around that time, there was this, some of you might even be familiar with it, there was this I love you worm, which a couple of, I think, Philippine programmers, let it on the internet. At that time, if I remember, the data right, roughly about 10% of the net was affected, and the total loss to the system was roughly, I think, about 10 billions or thereabouts. This was a worm, this was a malware, this was huge. But everyone knew who did it, and these people walked free because at that time there was no law against malware. Now, imagine someone affecting even 1% of internet today. 20 years down the line, internet is far, far bigger than what it was and what it could do to the global system. We are so much more dependent on it now than we were 20 years back. So, there virtually was nothing called, nothing called a Facebook at that time. Social media virtually didn't exist, as kids still came from school and went out to play cricket or whatever, which they rarely do these days. So things have changed substantially, and laws have to catch up. And within our segment, within the banking segment, I think we have to, our legal teams will have to look at all these laws. We'll have to talk with experts to understand what it is, because eventually we are the experts. Government will look at us as the banking sector to go to them with suggestions of what laws need to be changed. You need to have people who understand technology, you need to have people who understand banking, and you need to have people who understand law, all of them putting their heads together and preparing for it now. This becomes all the more important because the Digital Data Protection Act will come into effect very soon once the rules are in place. I have, in an internal meeting, I've been telling our own people in the Reserve Bank that you should have started preparing for it some time back. Don't wait for the rules to come before you prepare for it, because then you might already be in violation of some of those laws the moment the rules come into effect. And a lot of technological changes are required. A lot of changes are required in our systems, in all our systems. These days we collect so much of data. There are very clear rules about how long you can hold on to data if you don't use that data, and so on. So be familiar with that act, for example. Prepare technologically for it. So that is something that is of immediate challenge to all of us. All of us will have to do it quickly. But on a slightly higher level, we have to develop that capability in the system, within organizations and within groupings, to be able to be very nimble about making sure that the laws that govern our activities, whether it's banking laws or contract laws or whatever laws, or IT laws or data protection, all of those things quickly adapt. Otherwise, the way technology will evolve, it will take it beyond us. We have to prepare for that. That's one that we need to prepare. The second area we need to look at is jobs. We have all got into, I'm from the public sector, there are many public sector banks here. We get into the banking, we get into these jobs thinking that there is security in the job, which is there. Private sector, there are other considerations, but at least for the system, there are jobs. One person may or may not get it, but the system has jobs. And we also know that throughout history, every time a new technology has come, whether it's the steam engine or it's the electricity or it's computers, there has always been concern that it will eat away jobs. But historically, we have found that new technologies don't eat away jobs as much as we think they do. because new jobs come in. In fact, I think in the same book that I was citing a little earlier, I think it was in that book where it talks about that the nature of jobs don't quite change. They were comparing 1905 with probably 2000 or thereabouts, about the kind of jobs that people were involved in 1905 and about a century later. And they found that the type of jobs which did not exist in 1905, if you want to find that in the list of the latest jobs, and you arrange them in terms of the number of people employed in a descending order, you'll have to go down about 20 places before you find a new type of job that didn't exist in 1905, which is software coding. All other types of jobs already existed. That might give us a lot of assurance that type of jobs will remain. There would always be bankers. I have myself said, someone has to create money. It has to be a bank. It doesn't matter in what form it exists. The bank will have to be there. Money has to be created. So it might be there, but in what form it is there, what impact it might have in jobs. I do not think that with this latest set of technologies, we can have the same comfort that we have had historically, that every new technology, while it has replaced some jobs, has actually created quite a lot more. So that the employment position now of the world is far better than it was 200 years ago or 100 years ago. But that comfort, experts who understand this say, is going. We all need to think about, unless we adapt quickly, unless we, develop quickly, these things are, these are events that could overtake us. So that's an area that, I think we need to focus on, not just in terms of employment, but particularly in terms of skills. What sort of skills you want us to have in banking? I don't know, going forward 10 years, if anyone can be in any field unless that person understands technology very well. So what sort of, I think Professor was referring to ChatGPT. It's very easy to code. I myself, just to see how it codes, probably a few decades back, I learned a couple of, computer languages. Remembered a little bit about one of them, so I gave an instruction. It did what would have taken me then probably a few days. It did that in probably less than a minute. So if you can code that effectively, I of course didn't run it, didn't check whether it's working, but I presumably it does. But if it is that easy, then imagine what might happen to code writing as a profession, which, remember, was the only new profession in one century with a great deal of employment in it. Now, there is no reason for us to be complacent about it in banking. Banking will remain, but whether it will remain with the same set of skills that are there, we don't know. How many of these skills can be taken over by artificial intelligence? We don't know. You see, at the end of the day, thinking about it, again, please take all these examples I'm giving with a pinch of salt. I'm just giving what I've thought, but there are experts who know far better. I could be very well wrong. But at the end of the day, we get a diploma or a degree in a particular profession by doing what? By reading up about past developments in it, and by some people training us in it. Let's say a doctor, 5 to 10 years of training, 5 to 10 years of reading various books, etc. That have. An artificial intelligence machine will probably read everything that has ever been written on medicine in less than a day and remember every word of it. See, and the same engine or some of the any artificial intelligence engine can look at all case studies that have been there, and maybe look at the next 1 year across the world and even understand symptoms far better than a very experienced doctor does. Now, 10, 20 years down the line, what exact role will doctors play? We don't know. I mean, I would still prefer to go to a human doctor than, probably go to a machine, but this is how things could change. And you are the people, because all of you are at the helm of affairs, that need to think about these things. Think about skilling your population, your employees, your staff, in a way that they continue to remain relevant. Like I said, banking will remain, not the way banking might happen in future, but then if that way changes, then the people that you have, your own people, they need to be able to adapt to that. So a lot of focus needs to be given on that. The third area you will have to, I think all of us will have to think about is cyber risk. More we go into technology, more our dependence on the systems and the system integrity being maintained and run very well. So, we all have our own security systems, but I think globally there is now a fairly well understood argument that for every system, it's not a question of if, but it's a question of when a system could be breached. At some level of technology, some level of progress, every system can be breached, which is why almost everyone is preparing for how best to recover from a cyber attack, for example. Now, we all know that, we all have prepared it the best way we can given our resources and our understanding, which is fine. But we also need to understand that with artificial intelligence and the ability to crunch a huge amount of data in a much shorter period of time, and with new technologies like possible technologies like quantum computing, you would probably have to completely rebuild most of your encryption systems that you have today. Cyber security becomes that important. If we are just sitting and we are waiting for someone to come and sell us a product, we will have to take the best that is available at that point in time. But we also have to be cognizant of the fact that risk might change in ways where, if nothing else, we'll have to spend a huge amount of money. We'll have to completely, reconfigure our systems to be able to operate in that environment. Now, no one knows if there will be a quantum computer in 5 years or 10 years, or whether it will ever be there. Just like no one knows whether, you will actually have artificial intelligence in the way that it is being envisaged now. You already have artificial intelligence in the way Turing, tested it, that you can't make out the difference between a human being and a machine if you can't see it. So in that sense, we already have it, but in the wider sense, whether we have it. But we need to be prepared for it. So cyber security is another area where I think all of us need to look at it very, very closely, very, very differently. Most importantly, in all these areas, we have to be open to what is happening elsewhere, what is happening in the world, what is happening in this field. I think all of us here, banks or whoever else, I think we need to have our own, if we can afford it, have teams who are consciously focused on specific areas of development of specific technologies, and let that information flow up so that the organization can be prepared, the system can be prepared. So these are some of the things that I thought with artificial intelligence we would require to be prepared for it. If we think that we are all technology savvy now compared to what we were 10 years back, we probably are not as effective, as technologically savvy as we think we are, all of us. Just by way of an example, in a joint account, I went to a bank and I said, can my wife use UPI on that account? Turns out it's a lot more difficult than you actually thought it is. I understood. I understood the issues. Technology and then KYC issues all put together. Make something as simple as that. There are two owners of an account. Both of them want a facility. You suddenly find all this technology, and the bank came back and said that we will have to change the systems. I said, how long is it likely to take? They said 6 months. So we are probably not, I'm not blaming any bank. Probably no one asked this question. I don't know. We haven't thought about it. But my point is, when we think about technological changes, it is us. We are the service providers, the banking system. We have to think of all possibilities. We have to think of customer convenience, and we'll have to provide it. At the end of the day, we are all providers of services. Yes, only banks can create money, so banks exist, but doesn't mean these associated services cannot be provided by someone. We have already seen UPI, a lot of data has gone away from banks. I've told that in earlier meetings. So, similarly, we have to be sensitive to these sort of things that are happening. That can we create that? The other day, a very, very senior person, I think in his late 80s, early 90s, and a respectable, very, very respected person, came and said, there are certain issues I want to tell you about banking. Can you talk to people and change it? And he was talking about fairly simple things, simple things about, how would you make a person, how would you require that a person needs to be present before an account can be closed? How it is difficult for very senior people, especially if those people have moved away from where they have opened their account. Or, for example, how difficult it is for your KYC renewal if you require that everything has to be given in terms of a signed photocopy of a document. Now, these are all rules we have only made. We have to think of how to make it as convenient as possible for the customer. I'm not citing any of these as examples of inefficiency. I'm just saying that it is for us to keep improving these things. These are small things, but it is these small things which will eventually decide whether the customer who needs a service stays with us or moves away from us. And these things happen so quietly that by the time we realize it might be a bit late. So technology adoption, so far what we have done is admirable. But technology adoption, the way we need to do it with very rapidly changing technologies and a fundamentally different types of technology like quantum computing or artificial intelligence, requires us to put a lot more effort into thinking about how we are using technology. We have to develop our own people to do that. We'll have to develop our own teams to do that. But this is something that we must do. I'm sure, as decision-making executives in your organizations, you are all aware of those things. But I think it's a good idea if these efforts can be coordinated across institutions, across banks. IBI is an excellent place for such coordination, or any other bodies, and be prepared in terms of some of these variables that I have told you. This is just a message I thought I would pass on, simply because there is, I thought we need to convey that the standard response to new technology may be not the right thing to do here, because the nature of this technology is very, very different. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for such an informative address to the participants present here. And now, finally, ladies and gentlemen, इंतज़ार की घड़ी ख़त्म हुई. The stage is set to witness the most awaited IBA Banking Technology Citation Function 2023. Looking back into the past 18 glorious years of IBA Banking Technology Citation, we acknowledge the zeal and the passionate participations by our member banks. The memorable journey has been a witness to active participations and support by leading personalities from senior administrators to regulators. As quoted by Napoleon Bonaparte, victory belongs to most persevering. With these words of encouragement, I extend my best wishes to prospective winners in various categories of IBA Banking Technology Citation 2023. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, let's move ahead. The jury has included 7 categories of citations. In addition to winners and runner-up, the jury has recognized the effort of some participating banks to be recognized under special mention. We now list the following categories. The first category of citations, Best Digital Sales, Payment and Engagement. Second category, Best Risk Management. Third category, Best Tech Talent and Organization. Fourth category, Best Technology Bank. Fifth category, Best FinTech and Digital Public Infrastructure Adoption. Sixth category, Best Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning Adoption. And lastly, the 7th category, Best Financial Inclusion. Also, these citations are divided into segments starting from public and private, large category banks, followed by public and private, medium category banks, public and private, small category banks, foreign sector banks, regional rural banks, payment and small finance banks, and lastly, cooperative banks. May I invite our chief guest, Shri T. Ravishankar, Deputy Governor RBI, Jury Chair, Shri Deepak Pathak, Shri Atul Kumar Goel, Chairman IBA, and Shri Sunil Mehta, Chief Executive IBA, to kindly come forward to present the citation. May I request support team to please clear the stage? Ladies and gentlemen, this year's event has received a massive response in terms of large participation since previous years. Thank you all participants. May I request the winners of citations to please move out from my left side from the stage? So here we start with the segment of public and private, large sector banks. The bank to receive the first citation of the evening is Pure Banking, Nothing Else, State Bank of India. It's my honor to invite Shri C.S. Sethi, Managing Director, State Bank of India, to receive the prizes as they won in various categories. The bank is the winner in the category of Best Financial Inclusion, Best IT Risk Management, and Best FinTech and DPI Adoption. Also, runner-up in the category of Best Digital Engagement. Finally, special mention prize for Best AI and ML Adoption category. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for SBI Bank. Congratulations, Shri C.S. Shetty, Managing Director, SBI, and team SBI. Thank you, SBI team. We now move on to India's International Bank, Bank of Baroda. I now invite Shri Devadatta Chand, MD and CEO, Bank of Baroda, to receive the prizes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, they won in various categories. The bank is the winner in the category of Best Technology Talent, Best AI and ML Adoption. The bank has also won Special Mention Prize for Best IT Risk Management, Best Technology Bank, and Best FinTech and DPI Adoption. And lastly, Special Mention Prize for Best Financial Inclusion category. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Bank of Baroda and team. Congratulations. To receive the next citations of this evening is Good People to Bank With, Union Bank of India. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now invite Shri Nitesh Ranjan, Executive Director, Union Bank of India, and team to receive the prizes as winner in the category of Best Technology Bank, runner-up for Best Digital Engagement, one more runner-up prize for Best IT Risk Management, Special Mention Prize for Best Technology Talent, and Best Financial Inclusion category. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the Union Bank India and team. Moving ahead, we understand your world. HDFC Bank. May I call on stage Shri Padmanabhan, Executive Vice President IT and Team HDFC Bank, to receive the prizes as winner in the category of Best Digital Engagement. The bank also receives special mention prize for Best Technology Talent. Congratulations and thank you. Moving on, बढ़ती का नाम जिंदगी. Axis Bank. May I call on stage Shri Rajesh Thapar, CISO Axis Bank, to receive the prize for runner-up in the category of Best Technology Talent, Best Technology Bank, and lastly runner-up for Best AI and ML Adoption category. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, please. Moving on to Together We Can. Canara Bank. I would like to invite Shri Ashok Chandra, Executive Director and Team Canara Bank, to receive the citation for runner-up in the category of Best FinTech and DPI Adoption, Best Financial Inclusion, and lastly, Special Mention Prize for Best Digital Engagement. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for Canara Bank team. Congratulations and thank you, sir. We move on to your own bank, Aapka Apna Bank, Indian Bank. May I invite Shri Sukh Sagar Prasad Roy, GM, Indian Bank, to receive the special mention prize in the category of Best Technology Bank. We now come to the name you can bank upon, Punjab National Bank. I would request Shri Atul Kumar Goel, MD and CEO, Punjab National Bank, to receive the runner-up prize in the category of Best FinTech and DPI Adoption. Moving on to relationship beyond banking, Bank of India. May I call on stage Shri Rajneesh Karnatak, MD and CEO, Bank of India, to receive the special mention prize in the category of Best IT Risk Management. Congratulations and thank you. I request all the prize winners in this segment to stay back with us and encourage your fellow bankers. We move on to next segment, public and private medium category banks. Here we have One Family, One Bank. Bank of Maharashtra. May I invite Shri Ashish Pandey, Executive Director and Bank of Maharashtra team to receive the prizes. I am happy to announce that the bank has received 7 prizes in total. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the highest count for this evening. They won in various categories. The bank is the winner in the category of Best IT Risk Management and Best FinTech DPI Adoption. Also runner-up in the category of Best Technology Talent, Best Technology Bank and Best Financial Inclusion. Finally, special mention prize for Best Digital Engagement and Best AI MI Adoption. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for Bank of Maharashtra, please. Congratulations and thank you. Moving on to We Care Dil Se, We Make You Feel Richer. IndusInd Bank. I now invite Shri Rudolph Venice, Head IT Support, IndusInd Bank, to receive the prizes as winner in the category of Best Digital Engagement and Best Technology Bank. The bank is also runner-up in the category of Best IT Risk Management and Best AI and ML Adoption category. And lastly, special mention prize for Best Technology Talent and Best FinTech and DPI Adoption. Congratulations and thank you, sir. Moving on to Good People to Grow With. Indian Overseas Bank. May I call on stage Shri Joydeep Ratta Roy, Executive Director, and Shri Lakshmi Venkatesh, GM, Indian Overseas Bank, to receive the prizes as winner for Best Technology Talent and Best Financial Inclusion. Runner-up for Best FinTech and DPI Adoption. Special mention prize for Best Technology Bank and Best AI ML Adoption category. Ladies and gentlemen, please encourage the winners with a round of applause, please. request everyone to stay back after receiving their award and encourage other winner. We move on to your perfect banking partner, Federal Bank. May I now invite Shri Mahesh R, Senior Vice President, and Shri Indranil Pandit, Senior Vice President, Federal Bank, to receive the prize as winner in the category of Best AI and ML Adoption, runner-up prize for Best Digital Engagement, special mention prize for Best Financial Inclusion category. Congratulations, sir. Thank you, sir. We move on to Central to you since 1911. Central Bank of India. I would like to invite Shri Mahendra Dhore, Executive Director, Central Bank of India and team to receive the special mention prize for Best Financial Inclusion. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Central Bank of India. Congratulations, thank you. We move on to Banking for All, IDBI Bank. May I invite Shri Om Prakash Seth, Chief Information Officer, IDBI, to receive the special mention prize for Best IT Risk Management. Congratulations and thank you. We now move on to the next segment, public and private small category banks. We start with trust and excellence. City Union Bank. May I now invite Shri N. Kamakodi, CEO City Union Bank and team to receive the prizes. The bank has received 7 prizes in total. They won in various categories. The bank is the winner in the category of Best AI and ML Adoption, Best FinTech and DPI Adoption, Best Financial Inclusion. Also runner-up in the category of Best Digital Engagement, Best IT Management, and Best Technology Talent. Finally, special mention prize for Best Technology Bank category. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a huge round of applause for bank, please? Congratulations and thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to experience next generation banking. The South Indian Bank. May I now invite Shri P.R. Sheshadri, MD and CEO and team, the South Indian Bank, to receive the prizes as winner in the category Best IT Risk Management, Best Technology Talent, and Best Technology Bank. Runner-up in the category of Best Financial Inclusion, special mention prize for Best Digital Engagement and Best FinTech and DPI Adoption. Ladies and gentlemen, तालियां बजती रहे please. Congratulations and thank you. Moving on, Smart Way to Bank. Kayur Vaishya Bank. May I invite Shri B. Ramesh Babu, CEO and team, Karur Vaishya Bank, to receive the prize winner in the category of Best Digital Engagement. Runner-up prize for Best IT Risk Management. Ladies and gentlemen, the bank also receives special mention prize for Best Technology Bank, Best FinTech and DPI Adoption. And lastly, Financial Inclusion category. A round of applause for the bank, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations and thank you. Moving on to Apno Ka Bank, RBL Bank. May I invite Shri Ravi Pichan, CIO and Team RBL Bank to receive the runner-up prize in the category of Best Technology Bank, Best FinTech and DPI Adoption, and Best AI ML Adoption. The bank also received special mention prize in the category of Best Technology Talent. Can we have a round of applause for the bank, please? Congratulations all and thank you. We move on to your family bank across India, Karnataka Bank. May I invite Shri Venkat Krishna, Chief Information Officer, and Shri Ananta Padmanan Bha, IT, Karnataka Bank, to receive the runner-up prize for Best FinTech and DPI Adoption and special mention prize for Best AI and ML Adoption Bank category. Congratulations, sir, and thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to DCB Bank. We value you. May I invite Shri Rupendra Singh Gambhir, Group Vice President, DCB, to receive the special mention prize for Best Technology Talent. Congratulations and thank you, sir. Once again, I request all the winners and participants to stay back with us and encourage the other banks. We now move on to our next segment, foreign sector banks. Ladies and gentlemen, we start with Together We Thrive. HSBC Bank. I would like to invite Shri Ram, Head Cloud Services, HSBC, to receive the prize winner in the category of Best IT Risk Management and Best Technology Bank. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have a round of applause for the bank, please? Congratulations, sir, and thank you. Our next foreign sector bank is The City Never Sleeps. Citibank. May I invite Shri Kaushal Shah, Head of IT Technology, Citibank, to receive the runner-up prize in the category of Best Technology Bank. That's really great. The entire team is here. Congratulations and thank you. Moving on to, we are here for good. Standard Chartered Bank. I am pleased to invite on stage Shri Pradeep Rathore, Head of Technology, Standard Chartered Bank, to receive the runner-up prize in the category of Best IT Risk Management. Congratulations, sir. Thank you. Moving on to next segment, Regional Rural Bank. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the bank with a vision. Baroda Rajasthan Kshatriya Gramin Bank. They won 7 prizes too. That's the highest counts of this evening. May I now welcome Shri Yadav S. Thakur, Chairman, to receive the prizes as they won in various categories. The bank is the winner in the category of Best Technology Bank, Best Digital Engagement, Best FinTech and DPI Adoption, and Best Financial Inclusion. Also, runner-up in the category of Best Technology Talent. Finally, special mention prize for Best IT Risk Management and Best AI ML and Adoption category. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a thunderous applause for the bank, please? Karnataka Grameen Bank. May I call on stage Shri Anthony Felix Raj, General Manager IT, Karnataka Grameen Bank, to receive the award winner prize in the category of Best IT Risk Management and Best Technology Talent. The bank has also received special mention prize for Best Financial Inclusion category. Congratulations. Congratulations and thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to help you. Telangana Grameen Bank. May I invite on stage Madam Shobha, Chairman Telangana Bank and team to receive the prize as winner in the category of Best AI and ML Bank, runner-up prize for Best Technology Bank and Best FinTech and DPI Adoption. The bank has also won special mention prize in the category of Best Digital Engagement. Congratulations and thank you. We move on to Kerala's own bank, Kerala Grameen Bank. I would like to invite Shri Jay Prakash, Chairman Kerala Grameen Bank, to receive the runner-up prize for Best Technology Bank, Best Digital Engagement, and Best Financial Inclusion. The bank has also won special mention prize in the category of Best IT Risk Management, Best Technology Talent, and Best FinTech and DPI Adoption. Can we have a round of applause for the bank, ladies and gentlemen? Congratulations and thank you. Moving on to Grameen Vikas Ka Aadhar, Rajasthan Marudhara Grameen Bank. I would like to invite Shri Mukesh Bhartiya, Chairman Rajasthan Marudhara Grameen Bank, to receive the prize as runner-up for the category of Best IT Risk Management and Best ALMML. The bank also received special mention prize for Best Technology Bank and Best Digital Engagement. Congratulations all. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We now have reaching to unreached Baroda Gujarat Grameen Bank. May I call on stage Shri Prabhat K. Sharma, Chairman Baroda Gujarat Grameen Bank, to receive the special mention prize in the category of Best Technology Talent. The bank has also received special mention prize in the category of Best Technology Bank. Moving ahead, we have Andhra Pradesh Grameen Vikas Bank. We are with you. May I call on stage Shri Pratapa Reddy, Chairman, Andhra Pradesh Gramin Vikas Bank, to receive the special prize in the category of Best Financial Inclusion. May I have a huge round of applause for the bank, please? Congratulations, sir, and thank you. Moving ahead, we have Jan Jan के संगवारी, छत्तीसगढ़ राज्य ग्रामीण बैंक. May I call on stage Shri Vijay Kumar Agarwal, General Manager IT, Chhattisgarh Rajya Gramin Bank, to receive the special mention prize in the category of Best FinTech and DPI Adoption. Ladies and gentlemen, please have a round of applause, please. Now we move on to next segment, Payment and Small Finance Bank. Here we have Chalo Aage Bade, AU Small Finance Bank. I would like to invite Shri Saurabh Ghosh, National Business Manager, and Shri Anang Vishnu, National HR Manager, to receive the award as winner in the category of Best Digital Engagement, Best Technology Talent, and Best Financial Inclusion. The bank has also received runner-up prize for Best IT Risk Management category. Finally, special mention prize in the category of Best AI and ML Adoption and Best Technology Bank. Congratulations and thank you. Moving on, Build a Better Life. Ujjwal Small Finance Bank. I would like to invite Shri Ratan, CISO, Ujjwal Small Finance Bank, to receive the winner prize for Best IT Risk Management and runner-up prize for Best Financial Inclusion. Congratulations and thank you. Moving on, we have Banking on More. Fincare Small Finance Bank. I now invite Shri Nilesh Sangoi, Chief Information Officer, to receive the runner-up prize for the category of Best Digital Engagement. Congratulations and thank you. We now proceed to Aapki Umeed Ka Khata, Utkarsh Small Finance Bank. I now invite on stage Shri Abhijit Bhattacharya, Chief Information Officer, and Team Utkarsh Small Finance Bank, to receive the runner-up prize for Best Technology Talent. Ladies and gentlemen, please encourage the winner with a round of applause, please. Congratulations and thank you. Moving on to Kadar. Jana Small Finance Bank. May I call on stage Shri Gopal Tripathi, President Treasury and Capital Market, Jana Small Finance Bank, to receive the special mention prize in the category of Best FinTech and DPI Adoption. Congratulations and thank you. So here we start this segment of cooperative banks. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have reached to the last segment of the citation, that is cooperative banks. We have Enriching Life, the Cosmo Cooperative Bank Limited. May I call upon Madam Aarti Dhole, Chief Information Officer, the Cosmo Cooperative Bank, to receive the winner prize in the category of Best IT Risk Management, Best Technology Bank. The bank is also runner-up for Best Technology Talent, Best Digital Engagement, and special mention prize for Best FinTech and DPI Adoption. A very huge round for applause for Cosmos Cooperative Bank. Congratulations and thank you. Moving on to Vishwas Zindagi Bhar Ka, TJSB Sehkari Bank. I would like to invite Shri Dhananjay Kulkarni, Assistant General Manager, TJSB Sehkari Bank and team, to receive the award, winner prize in the category of Best Technology Talent, Best Digital Engagement, and runner-up prize for Best Technology Bank. That's really great. We have the entire team with us. Congratulations and thank you. The bank to receive the last citations of this evening is A Light for the Millions, a Source for the Needy, Bharat Cooperative Banks. May I now invite Shri Bhaskar Rao, Deputy General Manager, Bharat Cooperative Bank, Mumbai, to receive the runner-up prize in the category of Best IT Risk Management. Can we have a round of applause, please? Congratulations and thank you, sir. May I humbly call upon stage Shri Gopal Mulli Bhagat, Deputy Chief Executive, Indian Banks Association, to propose a vote of thanks.
Special good evening to all of you. I think we all are full of energy now, having received so many prizes by different banks. Congratulations to all of you. Deputy Governor Shri Ravi Shankar ji, Dr. Phatak, Chairman IBA Shri Atul Goyal ji, Chief Executive IBA Shri Sunil Mehta ji, members of Managing Committee of IBA, senior bankers, knowledge partners, sponsors, ladies and gentlemen. I express our great thanks to all of you for participation today in this function. This has been made possible by contribution by all the member banks. They have taken deep interest in this, and rightly, the justice has been done by the jury committee. And at the end of the whole session, thanks to DG Ravi Shankar ji for joining us in giving these citations, these awards, these prizes to the winners. Heartful thanks to all of you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being such a wonderful audience. It is our privilege to host our distinguished and dignified dignitaries, winners and participants. Thank you all. Good night and stay safe.